Trilateral talks. Officials from Russia, Ukraine, and the U.S. are meeting in Abu Dhabi today and tomorrow.
The question of Donbass is key. It will be discussed, and how the three sides see this in Abu Dhabi. The key agreement on security guarantees is in place. Now I am waiting for President Trump to set the date and location. It is up to him. We are ready to sign, which is so important to us. I would like to emphasize once again that this is a historic document.
The talks will begin this evening local time. Zelensky also discussed the use of Moscow's frozen assets to fund reconstruction on Russian territory. He dismissed the idea of using the money to rebuild what he called their parts as nonsense. Russia previously floated the idea of using frozen assets to pay for the recovery of Russian-occupied territory inside Ukraine. Here's more on the negotiations to end the war in Ukraine.
The U.S. is set to hold talks with Ukraine and Russia today in Abu Dhabi to discuss the future of the war. It comes after top-level talks Thursday in Switzerland and Russia. Aboard Air Force One yesterday, President Trump told reporters that both Russia's President Putin and Ukraine's President Zelensky seem open to making a deal.
You know, what's happened here is there were times when Putin didn't want to make a deal, times when Zelensky didn't want to make a deal, and it was like opposite times. Now I think they both want to make a deal, but we'll find out.
Earlier in the day, Trump met Zelensky on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Switzerland. Trump said the meeting was very good, and Zelensky called it productive and meaningful. In Moscow the same day, U.S. negotiators Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and Josh Grunbaum sat down with President Putin. That meeting came after Special Envoy Witkoff said negotiations to end the war had come down to one last issue. The Kremlin told reporters the talks had been useful.
The talks lasted approximately 4 hours and were exceptionally substantive, constructive, and I would say extremely frank and trusting.
But Russia warned lasting peace would not be possible unless territorial issues were resolved.
Most importantly, during these talks between our president and the Americans, it was once again confirmed that without resolving the territorial issue according to the formula agreed upon in Anchorage, there is no hope of achieving a long-term settlement.
Russia has demanded Kyiv withdraw its troops from the eastern regions of Ukraine. The Kremlin said until this is achieved, Russia will continue to pursue its goals on the battlefield. Russia's army has managed to capture about 20% of Ukraine since hostilities began in 2014 and its full-scale invasion of 2022. But the battlefield gains have been costly. The Russian economy is feeling the consequences of the war and international sanctions. Ukraine is short of money as well. Despite significantly boosting its own arms manufacturing, it still relies on weaponry from Western allies. Focus now shifts to today's meeting in Abu Dhabi.